Lesson 3, Part 1b, Greek present active participles. To make a Greek present active participle, take the progressive stem or first stem because we're looking for a present participle, add an omicron theme vowel, and add nu tau or upsilon sigma, and then add the endings. Third declension endings for masculine and neuter, first declension endings for feminine. Lego looks like this. Now, this is going to look a little crazy, and then we're going to break it down piece by piece. All right, so here it is. And like I said, we're gonna look at this one little bit at a time. So first off, nu tau is the morpheme or piece of a word that has meaning that's used to form a present active participle. Now you'll notice there's an omicron theme vowel that we talked about. So we have the first stem, we have an omicron theme vowel, which you'll see shows up just about everywhere. Only place it doesn't show up is up here in the masculine singular nominative. We have an omicron theme vowel. Then we have a nu tau. The nu tau tells us that we have a participle, specifically an active participle. Now, this upsilon sigma with its little omicron theme vowel is actually a form of nu tau. We've talked before about how some things can change when you add certain things in certain places. What actually happens here is for some reason, the nu becomes an upsilon. That has actually happened in some of our endings before, but we just memorized it as an upsilon. But nu's becoming upsilon for some reason in Greek is actually a thing. And then because the tau was between two vowels, it slid into a sigma. So I know upsilon sigma looks nothing like a nu tau, but it actually is the same thing. So you can either memorize nu tau or sigma as being the indicator, or you can memorize that nu tau is the indicator and that upsilon sigma is another form of it. Whichever way works better in your brain is fine. Now, this upsilon sigma shows up in the feminines in all forms, then also in the dative plurals. Why in the dative plurals? Because that's what it does. Now, in the masculine singular nominative, neuter singular nominative, and neuter singular accusative, there is no ending. And a tau does not like to stay by itself at the end of a word, so the tau drops out. In the masculine singular nominative, the vowel lengthens when this happens, though it doesn't lengthen in the neuter. We get that on ending that we're used to, yay, and we've got an own ending up here. Now notice that in the feminine singulars, the ending starts with alpha, but since this stem does not end in epsilon, iota, or rho, it has to switch into the etas and then come back to the alpha. Remember the rule. In words whose stems end in epsilon, iota, or rho, the alpha goes all the way through. This one doesn't, so the alpha does not go all the way through. Now, if we'll look at these endings, we're used to these feminine endings. Those are first declension endings. We like those. We've got third declension endings, though, for the masculine and neuter. So watch this as. You're going to be tempted to think that that's a nominative ending. This is not a nominative ending. That is a genitive ending. So watch out for that. The nominative ending, the nominative is much, much, much shorter because it has shortened out, no ending, and the tau dropped out. Then we've got an E, and then we've got an A. Watch out for that. Now, this one, in this case, because there are so many different forms of this word, it's not a noun. It's not one gender or the other. It has multiple forms that it can show up as. This form down here, leganta, masculine singular, is the exact same as the neuter plural nominative and accusative leganta. So watch out for that one. That one does actually show up in a lot of places there. If you want to stop the video and make any other observations, you certainly can. The plurals are sort of what we would expect: s, on, e, as. This would be c, but the sigma was already in there, so there's not two sigmas there. All right, so here's the formula for our present active participles. We're going to take the first stem. We're going to take an omicron theme vowel. Now, why an omicron and not an omicron epsilon? Because with theme vowels, omicrons come before mu's or nu's, epsilons come before anything else. The next thing is a nu, so we take an omicron theme vowel. We don't have to worry about epsilons because everything in the participles, nu is the next thing, or a nu that's switched into an upsilon is the next thing. Then we have the nu tau. Then we have the endings. If it's masculine or neuter, we're taking third declension endings. If it's feminine, we're taking first declension endings. Get that firmly entrenched in your mind. That's going to be important. Summary, memorize the forms. Nu tau is the morpheme that is used to form a present active participle. Upsilon sigma is a form of nu tau. It occurs in the feminines and in the dative plurals.